Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Talking Promotion Right Radio.
The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full Darcy.
Talking Promotion Right Radio.
We now stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Why not tune in to the SPRB Radio Podcast Zoom Experience with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango.
This is JoJo Mack, and I always tune into the SBRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
I'm Jah Niceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB radio podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com. Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Skip Marley has cancelled the remainder of his Change tour after testing positive for COVID-19. He announced the singer was scheduled to perform in Salt Lake City, Utah and Denver, Colorado when the announcement came. He said, quote, "I was feeling under the weather and unfortunately I have tested positive for COVID-19. To keep my tour family and my fans safe, I am very sorry to say I need to postpone the rest of the Change tour. I'll announce new dates as soon as we can." End quote. Marley kicked off the tour on September 17th in Asbury Park, New Jersey, to support his song of the same name, which was released in April. Given Jamaica's troubling crime wave and social degradation, top-flight music producer Donovan Germain believes the electronic media and members of the broadcast fraternity should act more responsibly. His comments came against last Tuesday's Broadcasting Commission ban on music promoting lottery scamming, chopping, the use of the illicit drug Molly, and illegal guns. He told reporters, "We shouldn't be singing songs about Molly because they're drugs, which are damaging people's lives. We shouldn't be embracing those things. Our country is in a crisis, and I'm sure everyone's seeing it. Whatever the industry is doing to make people's lives a little better and less stressful, we should be doing it as an industry." Germain said anything negative right now, we should make a conscious effort to put them on pause. Last year, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness put dancehall music on the radar. He said violent lyrics from artists assisted in fueling the island's crime rate. Germain, who is one of the most successful producers in modern dancehall music, is principal of Penthouse Records. In 2015, he was conferred into the Order of Distinction by the Jamaican government for his contribution to music. Germain believes it is going to take some time before current music tastes are changed. Like Germain, popular music selector Marlon Boom Boom Wizard believes the crackdown by the Broadcasting Commission will turn fans to other avenues for music. It will still play in the dancehall events, and it will still play on the internet, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. End quote. Producer Tariq Rushan Johnston took to social media to air his views on the ban. He said, "Good thing we don't need radio anymore. I can't remember last royalties they paid me. YouTube is where the thing is at. This is crazy. Laugh out loud. Let's just ask them, the Broadcasting Commission, to write the songs too." End quote. Producer Ainsley Morris, known as Not Nice, labeled the regulatory body's action as a waste of time. He said, quote, "Tell me the last song that radio bust." End quote. Disgruntled radio disc jock, recording artist and producer ZJ Liquid said he plans to continue playing the tracks he deems appropriate despite the Broadcasting Commission's new regulations on content allowed to be played on free-to-air radio. ZJ Liquid said, quote, "Broadcast Commission trying to dictate to us still, and I don't know if their directives are coming from the government, but wherever it's coming from, they're not the ones who play the music on the radio, it's us, and honestly, we don't even care at this point." point. I'm going to play what I feel like playing just the same, end quote. He said he's not saying that the commission is wrong, but now it just came with immediate effect, like, who are you talking to? We are not your kids, we're a body, and you should link up the body and say, guess what? We are going to take these initiatives and make these moves. Some of you may not like it, but let's hear what you have to say and see how we can move forward. But I don't really deal with dictatorship still, and nobody can tell me what to do, ZJ Liquid declared. But people in the comments section of the Star's article that includes these comments from ZJ Liquid had quite a bit to say. One person said, quote, "These are the idiots that are selecting music for your kids." Another said, "He must be the owner of the radio station on which he works, because just the fact that he publicly made his comment is grounds enough to be terminated. Clearly he's one who believes that rules aren't made for him to follow because he's bigger and better than following those rules." Another said, "Those who can't hear must feel. When the Broadcast Commission starts fining the station for the music, that's when he's gonna feel it, either when it burn his pocket or just turn him out of a job." And another said, "Looks like the bag of money you're all collecting to play those quote-unquote fool songs is going to drop now. Make you, ZJ Liquid, a complaint. Kiss my teeth," end quote.
I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz.
That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's the song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
What'd you say? You're leaving? I don't understand.
Break it down for me, ABC it, and let me see. I don't understand what you're telling me, but I'm really curious. Oh, I wanna know, if you're down with me. How could you just tell me that you wanna be free? And what then about it's you, not me? You can't be serious. Oh, no, no. Funny thing is, I know it's my fault. I didn't pay enough attention to your heart. I spent too much time tripping, too much time fussing. Yeah. Baby, please stay. I'll change my ways. Yeah. I'll do anything you want me to. Take a ladder to the sky to prove to you. Give anything you want me to. Baby, yeah. Baby, don't go. Don't leave me, baby. No. Forgive your lady. Promise I will make it up to you. I promise I will give my best to you. I promise I will never make you blue. What can I do, babe, to make it up to you? I can't live without you. Think about it, yeah. Anything you say, I'll be brand new. Baby, just for you, say it and I'll do. Maybe I'll do it all for you. Please believe me, yeah. Anything you say, or I'll be giving my love away. Baby, don't go. Don't leave it, baby. No. Forgive your lady. I promise I will make it up to you. I promise I will give my best to you. Just don't make me have to live without you. Funny thing is, I know it's my fault. I didn't pay enough attention to your heart. I spent too much time tripping, too much time fussing. Yeah. Baby, please stay. I'll change my ways. Yeah. I'll do anything you want me to. Take a ladder to the sky to prove to you. Give anything you want me to. Baby, baby, don't go. Don't leave me, baby, no. Forgive your lady. Promise I will make it up to you. I promise I will give my best to you. I promise I will never make you blue.
Yes, that's my girl, JoJo Mac, and AKA Pistol Buzz with the news. A lot of things, a lot of drama coming out of Jamaica right now with this music ban and everything. We're gonna get some views on that during this show, and it gives me great pleasure. Okay, so it gives me great pleasure to introduce the price list. The veteran.
Yes.
If there wasn't the cool ruler, we'll be looking at him right now.
Absolutely. Love that.
But he's the cool ruler. He's a cool ruler himself. When him sing, ooh, Jesus. That's why anytime I see anything by Jah Niceness, I just go out there and me buy it, man. Me buy it. Jah Niceness, a blessing to have you, sir.
Jah Niceness.
More love and respect. It's a blessing to be on this program, and me and General, we go way back, and I feel so elated to be in such a good company this morning. It's a blessing to be here.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, before we begin, let me just start off by doing this. We have to give you the round of applause, you know, because you've been doing this for a long time, and you know, to bring you on our platform to share your story, to continually share your story, to see where you've come from to where you're at now, is you know, remarkable, you know. So we keep on pushing the agenda, and we want to see you shining as bright as you can. And when you shine bright, it gives me an extra 10 years on my age.
No, I'm gonna shine like the sun. That means you'll get another 50, okay?
Cheese on bread. Now, before we come to the beautiful Sharon Mango, looking all flush and nice and cute, and we're gonna come to Sharon Bentley in Germany. Sharon Bentley, who is our manager. If you would unmute Sharon Bentley.
Yes,
and introduce.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Sharon Bentley from Vibes Peace Freedom and team manager for SPRB Radio. I'm happy to see everyone here, and I'm happy that Jah Niceness back again. Back again, Jah Niceness. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I know you're gonna give us the full 9 yards of your journey, so I'm waiting to hear it.
I want to tell you miss a yard. It's actually 10, right?
Huh?
I said you actually miss a yard. It's actually 10 yards.
Oh, 10 yards. Okay. Okay, yeah. So thanks for filling that in for me. Yeah. Yeah, just give it to us straight, Jah Niceness.
Sharon, who do we have in the building?
We have Beverly Notes, Spiceman. I think Paulette Williams is here, out of Many Jamaica Charity. Tracy Paget. Tracy. Paget,
DJ Spiceman.
DJ Spiceman is also there. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Hopefully we'll get some more coming through later. Sharon Bentley, thank you very much. We're going to come to my co-host all the way down there in sunny New Jersey, Sharon Mango.
Yes, it is. It's sunny on the road again. Hi, blessings to all. It is sunny today, but it's still bloody cold, you know. Chilly.
Really?
It's cold. Could be a little
Looks is
hotter.
deceiving,
Yeah, it's
right?
not that cold, but it's cold. Looks is deceiving, but the sun's out, and of course I'm in the car on a mission again. Always
Right.
on some kind of mission. But I am so happy to be here with Jah Niceness, because this will be a first for me. Yes, my brother, we're there.
Give thanks to be a part of the vibration.
Yeah.
Of course. It's so nice to have you. I'm truly honored, because you got some stuff coming out that, boy, I mean, I know, you know. What them say, you know, normal. Thank you so much for coming onto the show today. We about to get into your history, my friend.
Definitely.
How the whole Jah Niceness come about. Yes. I'm sorry, what was you saying?
No, I say I'm happy to talk about it.
So ask him then. Ask him, how did Jah Niceness come about?
Is that a question?
Well, we're gonna ask him. That is definitely a question, but I have to say that you said 10 years ago. Was it 10 years? Has it been 10 years, 10 Star? Since he's been on the show?
Yeah, something like that.
And it look like 15. Your age backwards to look on you.
Oh, wow. For real.
I promise you, I had a black beard like Jah Niceness back then. Look at me now.
Yes.
Well, yours is wisdom. His is just wisdom. Wisdom. That way is wisdom.
Yeah. Yes.
Wisdom with no wrinkle.
For real.
Right. So we do recognize Sharon Mango has a slight delay on her feedback, so we're going to work with that as well. But we're going to come to Jah Niceness now. No, that's okay. And I tell you what, let's take you back in time. If we had a time machine and we could take you back to your earliest memory, what year would we be going back to?
Oh, that's a good one. We like that time machine.
Wow. Way back. Like, 73 or something. Yeah.
73. Take me back to 73. Where were you? Tell me about, the atmosphere, the household, music being played in the house, how that came about, share with us, family life.
Well, I was born in the parish of Clarendon, right, in northern Clarendon. I grew up with my mom. She had me when she was still living with her parents. So I grew up with my grandmom and granddad. My mom has 7 children, 5 girls and 2 boys. See, I'm like the third in the family.
Okay. Right.
So,
go ahead.
Here in 10 Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the third of the 7 children that my mom have. Growing up was okay. We wasn't rich, but our grandfather, he's a farmer, so we always have food, and I don't know, for some reason I always gravitate to music, because there was nobody in my family that I knew of that like really was a singer. But my grandfather, he always, like, when we were small, and like he always sing us to bed and stuff like that. Like, if my sister is crying, you put her on his lap and he'd be like singing some little song until she fall asleep. So I know that's like the same thing he used to do when I was small like that too. you know. But back then we have this radio, seeing, and it was like RJR and JBC them time as a little youth. So I used to know like every song that plays on the radio. Seeing, so they have some little square boards, like when you make the house, and if the floor is not level, when you put down the furniture, they call them catch. It's to use to level out the furniture on the floor, but they square. So back in them time as a little kid, I used to use those like as a sound box, because that's how the sound box, like the sound system, speaker box, they used to be in this square thing. So I used to have them, and I run like English card and stick a little tack in the back and run it up the tree, like just like I see the sound man them stringing up the sound and thing. And I used to do that, bring it through that limb and bring it down there and come back and connect it to there. And I used to have these big polish, this floor polish, cause them time floor polish, that used to be like my turntable, and the buckle stoppers used to be my records. See, and I used to use corn stick now. I used to put the thing in the corn stick, like when you eat the corn off the stick, and that used to be my microphone. So I always been singing from you know, all them songs. I remember when "Have Some Mercy, Won't You Please Come Back Up," them tune that I know them tune the like, you know. So it was always me as a kid, and I used to imagine myself singing on stage. Like any song come out, I used to like imagine me as an artist, you know. So like early days, I knew that I was gonna, you know, be a singer.
Right. So tell me about schools, you know, high school, and, you know, your aspirations. What were your aspirations during your childhood, you know, coming up?
Okay, when I went to so much school too, because I started going to Cricket River All-Age School, because both school that I went to them time was like 1 mile, like I was in the middle. So you have a district named Penance, and I used to go to Janiston All-Age, and I used to go to Cricket River All-Age too. You understand me? So I used to go to both them schools. And my aspiration was always to be a singer, no matter what. No matter what I do, it was always that, until I moved to Kingston in, I think it was 1980.
Where were you initially born? Was that Clarendon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But then I moved to Kingston now after that big political war that was going on back then, because they had a big war and things. So I moved to Kingston and lived there with my father. But when I go there, he wasn't like, I don't know. For some reason, I guess he thought that I would just come to town. But when I come to town, because I used to live on a street named Jeffrad Place. If you remember a company named Stanley Motor, and it facing Guinness Gym, right? That used to be the street, and used to have a laundry place named New Bell Laundry Cleaners. Used to be right there too. So I wanted to go to school, because all the youths that live on the street, my friends, they were going to school, and I come from country, and I wasn't going to school. So my friends used to go to KC, some used to go to Vauxhall, people used to go to other high schools and things. So one day, I just get up and put my clothes on, and I go down to Kingston Secondary School. They call it senior school them time. And it was just right down the road from where I live. See, and I walk in there, and I asked where the office was, and they pointed to me as a youth. So when I went there, I saw the vice principal, a lady named Mrs. DePars. I can't forget her name. So I said, "Good morning. Can I know we come from country, we have manners and things." So I said, "Good morning. Can I speak to you for a minute?" So when I said that, I don't know, like something go off in her. But you know, she brought me to the office. So I started to tell her that my name, and I'm from country, and I'm here living with my father, and I want to go to school, but you know, it looked like he's not interested and things. And she called down this big crowd on me. Like she called the principal, because like back then you get that freedom to like run up and down, would just love that. But me just want to go to school. You understand me? So to cut a long story short, they had accept me in the school. See, so I started to go to Kingston Secondary, and while there, I started to do track and field. But the thing about me, like, whatever I do, music was always my priority. I just do things because I have access to it, but I don't have the interest, like, you know, like, 'cause for you to be a good track and field person, you have to really train hard.
Right.
And I used to run distant running, and when I tired, I stop. Because all my mind is, but can't wait to go to the studio. This is just a side thing. You understand? So while at Kingston Secondary now, I ran a sports day and I ran 2/3, but the third that I ran, it was behind 2 champion boys. So even though I ran third, I get respect because the person who beat me was, you know, like a Usain Bolt them time. You understand me? So yeah, I made the track team and I went and run at secondary champs. And yeah, so by then now.
So you was a fast runner?
No, I want to give you a story about the running. I was hanging with a guy named Disco P. He was my friend. And we used to have like a little group together. See? And we were supposed to go for an audition. But then he told me that he have some girl that he have to meet and he didn't go. So that break my vibe from doing that. You understand me? And so by this time, okay, yeah. I must tell you this. Now, I wanted to run sprint, but I wasn't that fast enough. So I'm deciding that I have to make the track team. So I choose 800, see, and I get beaten. I'm like, what? So I start running 5,000 because I have to make it, whatever. So I just find a department that they don't have a lot of people doing. So I have to fit in because for you to win champs, you have to have people in various events. You understand me? Even if you win all the sprints, you have to be getting a couple of points from the medley, a couple of points from the 5,000. So even if you run a 4th, you may get a 2 point that still can make up the team. So, you know, I get accepted. So anyway, I moved to New Haven. That's in Kingston 20. And that was like the last year of school. So one day I was home and I saw my brother Disco P come and check me and say, yo, Bell, the people that my Calabar want you, you know. And I'm like, what? Because we had run, over the summer holiday, they have a road race by the name of Guinness Road Race. See, I think it's like 6 miles or something like that. See, so we ran. And I come like maybe 70 something, but it was like 500 and something people. You see, but, so that was good. And I was, you know, was a youth. So yeah, you know, see, and that was the time when Calabar was just starting to dominate back champs. We were the set of guys that went there. Right. So that's how I started to go into Calabar. See, and again, being at Calabar, the training was so rough. But because all of my focus was on music, I never really put in what I'm supposed to put in to be that superstar runner. Because my thing is music. I keep concert underneath the big tree every day. Singing every day. Every day I have a concert like singing and yo, we knock the desk, we do all kind of thing and then oh man, we do so much things. You know, so
there's so much to unpack from your journey. I'm gonna let Sharon say a few words while she's with us. Sharon, unmute yourself if you would.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, clearly.
Wow, man. So we could have been looking at another Usain Bolt, it sounded like to me, if he did keep up with the run-ins.
If it wasn't for the music, right?
Well, if it wasn't for the music, because as I told you.
If it wasn't for the music, yes.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. So how and when, okay, so you're having your daily shows. Was it underneath the tree, you said? Underneath the big tree, I always show them.
Yes. Anybody who remember those days at Calabar could tell you. I'm the one. I don't. They used to buy me lunch to sing. I mean, there's no song that plays on the radio that I don't know back to back. I could just sing them exact like how the singer. sing them, you know. So it was, yo, I could remember those days. I mean, I also thought that I would be such a big superstar too, you know.
That was always your thing. So singing now, who in your family really sang?
Well, as I said before, other than from my ear, I heard my grandfather humming a couple of notes and things. There wasn't no one. It was just me.
You just loved the music like that.
First generation, Jah Niceness.
Yeah, he's the first generation. Exactly. Well, maybe as you go along, you're going to find out where it really came.
Bear with us on the signal, please.
When did you really know that? Okay. Stop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit, but yeah, start again.
Okay, so I'm asking Niceness, when did you really know I'm not doing nothing else? The music is it for me? Like, what was the big spark for you? Like, what really set it off for you?
Okay, what I think really set it off, because it was already set off from I was a kid, but what really get me really brave up to like even go perform on stage and so forth was when I start getting children. Because I get my first child at 20. See, so I never really get to enjoy like young adult deals because I get my first child really early. So that when I start seeing my children like in need, you know, and those times in Jamaica was kind of rough. There wasn't a lot of employment for the young youths then. You know, if you don't get you used to have people go on farm work, or you have somebody in foreign that file for you and stuff like that. Music is the only way out. You understand me? So when I start seeing my need, I know that I have such good talent and I need to do this. I have to do this. I have to make this work. You know, and that's what ignite the whole vibration.
So what was the first thing that you did though? What was the big jump off? What show was it?
It's okay. The first big jump off was a show named Resurrection 2000 that keeping a place named Summerfield. But then I was singing with a group called True Traditional Family. You know, me and a couple from Raswani, Billy Diamond, and a brother named Mr. Gripper. He died now. You know, but that was like the first thing that, you know, when I start performing for people and so forth like that. You know, I get brave now. I don't have stage fright no more because every little thing that we sing and we would get some money and stuff like that. And, you know, we would go to Negril, we would go to like Ocharias, we would sing in hotels and stuff like that. So it you know, that was encouragement, you know, and as they say, encouragement sweeten labor. So, you know, once that make stuff, it you know,
By this time, were you writing your own music or were you just doing covers?
No, I've always been writing. I was born with, I was always writing. And start back then, every artist that I know used to have a thing what we call lyrics book. So you buy this big hardcover, and every artist I know have one. You know?
I'm Jah Niceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB radio podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
What was I saying? What was the question?
We were talking about, the question was about you writing.
Oh, yeah.
So you always wrote.
Back then, every artist that I know, we used to have these big hardcover books that we bought, and I write so much lyrics. And even now, I don't think I sing even 30% of what I wrote. Because when the music changed and you start singing on rhythm, right? Because back then you used to have people take you to the studio and you sing what you have and they create something around your voice and stuff like that. But when they start giving you rhythm, then most of the lyrics that I wrote couldn't fit and you understand me? So that makes me just have to always write new stuff. So so that's why I have so much lyrics still that I still don't record as yet. So much,
I can imagine.
Well, we're looking. Yeah, that sounds like a whole leap. So, for yours, do you play any instruments?
I mess with the keyboard, but not professionally. My voice is my instrument, so I spend more time to be like a better vocalist. Cause I was lucky. Well, maybe General may ask me that question, but I was lucky enough to meet a producer by the name of Norman Douglas, who saw the talent in me and really taught me how to do the things that I do vocally, because I was just like raw talent and didn't understand, like if I'm singing and he's like, oh, you're flat, I wouldn't understand what he meant, that I need to project some more or nothing like that, So he taught me the rudiments of music, and man, I'm always grateful for that gentleman, because without him, I would still be a singer because I was always can sing, but I wouldn't be so knowledgeable about the rudiments of music,
That's very important, but a lot of people don't even know that. They say that they can sing, and that's great, but there's so much rudiments, and I'm sure that this person taught you about the music industry itself, because at that time, you're of a certain age, so you had to know, okay, if you write something, you gotta have these things registered. Did they teach you all of that?
Well, I learned that later down. What he was really teaching me is like the rudiments itself of music, like how to write a song. Like you need to have a chorus and you need to have a verse, whether it's 4 bars or 16 bars, or how to put the bridge and so forth, or to arrange music.
Right.
And that's very important because the arrangement of music is really, that's what makes the difference. See, because if everyone knows how to play music, right, then music is just 7 notes, right? And then the minors and majors and octave and so forth make up the addition to it.
Right.
So if everybody knows the 7 notes, then everybody can play the 7 notes. But the difference is how you play them, is how you arrange them, how you put them together.
Right.
It's like food. It's like you wouldn't be really cooking your soup and put curry in your soup. You understand me? It's like it won't work. You see what I mean? So
yeah. So when did you find more about the music industry now? Did you have any music that was out there that was jumping off? Or like when did you actually take it seriously now? You knew about forming the music, your verses, your chorus, everything else. That's one aspect. And then there's, of course, the business aspect of it. When did that really kick in for you that you're like, boy, I'm going to get my things together so me can see my money?
Right. I think that was after like 2012, I think. Yeah, I think it was after 2012. I must have enough respect to my brother Reggae. He was the one that always licking it into my head that, yo, you have to join ASCAP, because I used to join Jake, this PRO in Jamaica, but they wasn't really doing the work that they're supposed to do. You understand?
Okay.
Then, as I go along and I start listening to a lot of artists before my time and so forth, and one of the main things that they all fall down and like when the interviewer asks them like, so how is your the business part of your music, and they were always like, well, I'm trying to get that sort out, or they say, boy, oh, the producer did this, or the producer do that, or whatever, whatever. So I didn't want to fall in them traps. So I started researching, and and I'm glad I come across people who encourage me to get things sorted out.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, because I know you wrote a lot of music. Now you can register everything until you're ready to do something with it.
Definitely, definitely. A lot of times when I go into my portal and I'm like, wow, and I know you start as yet, so you must know. Yeah.
Wow. 10 Star?
Yes. Boy, Jah Niceness, there is a lot to say about you as an individual, as an artist itself, and one of the things that stands out for me is, is like growing up. Who were your influences? Who stuck in your mind and you thought to yourself, I know I can do that, or I want to be like that? Did that ever come into your mind?
Definitely, definitely. My favorite artist is Dennis Brown. Oh my God, Dennis Brown. Without any, I don't even have to think to answer that. Dennis Brown. But I have a couple of flavors, because after in Kingston and so forth, I get to be affiliated with Sugar Minott, and he was like my second favorite artist. You understand me? And then Maxi Priest. The three flavors that I love is Dennis Brown, Sugar Minott, and Maxi Priest. And I think sometime when I sing, you could hear them three flavors in my thing,
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yes, you can.
I've told you many a time that when you sing, especially some of your early works, I could hear that Sugar Minott influence. And as a matter of fact, I think I can remember you told me that he was the one who gave you that name.
Yes, he said that Jah Niceness is on the price list. Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah, he was the one. And you know something? These things are so influential, because can you imagine? Because we know that Sugar Minott is a mega, you understand me, mega star. We look up to him, and for him to sit down and say, yes, Niceness, you find your voice, right now you're up on the price list. I happy for like 2 weeks, and like nothing could get me sad just to hear Sugar Minott voice in my tell me that. So, yeah, that was so uplifting.
Well, tell me about the Sugar Minott experience. How did you get connected with him in the first place?
Okay, I get connected to Sugar Minott because when I came to live in Kingston with my dad, and I moved to New Haven, then the next place that I moved to was Waltham, because while I was in New Haven, I used to sing around some little song in the community, and this a virgin named Dickie told me that he has a producer on the Waltham that he wants me to meet, and this is when he introduced me to the virgin named Norman Douglas. See, no, Norman Douglas, they call him Milo. He used to play football with Sugar Minott, because enough people don't know that Sugar Minott was a goalkeeper, So they used to play for the same team, Maxfield Park.
Right.
So over at Milo's yard was a rehearsal house.
Okay.
Are you still hearing me? Over at Milo yard was a rehearsal house. So all of the artists them used to come there, from the Tristan Palmer, the Sugar Minott, the Dennis Brown, everybody, Liquor John back in them days. So as a liquor youth, he heard me singing, and he was like, yo, Milo, a liquor singer the way you have over there. But Milo, I say, yo, my youth, that, you understand me? Because Sugar have his youth on promotion, and Milo was grooming me as his little artist. Back in them time, artists used to stick to them camp. You understand me? They never like go around and sing a lot. So when Milo migrate, Zine, I was hanging out at a studio named I Sound. And then some things go down with him, and he passed away. So then Sugar Minott was my next star. And because he always knew me from ever. So he welcomed me at Youth Man Promotion because from ever since he wanted me to come around him.
Right.
You know? So he used to take me to country, all over the place we go. And that's one of the time when he tell me that, yo, Niceness, he's a good gun for me to have for my waist. You know? So he always said, like, go open some little thing, because to me, it's like a little singy. He wants to say, yo, I'm ready. Yeah. You know them so brave. You know them way. Yeah. So
tell me, as a young youth growing up, you knew that music was your thing. Sugar Minott was also telling you that you have some talent and so forth. Were you working? How were you able to sustain yourself at this time?
Well, at this time now, when I get my first, because I used to work at a pharmaceutical company named Me Johnson. See, and I used to do delivery and stuff like that, you know. And then after that, I start doing like masonry.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, because that's how now I start cook. I know that I start getting the children them. It's like, you know, food. You know, see, so that, and I want to tell you, that's like a setback in a sense, because back then, that was before cell phone and all these things. So when the producers them from Europe come to record in Jamaica, they mostly work at night.
Okay.
See? Now at night, I can't stay at studio later than like 11 because I have to go rest to go to work. So when I come to studio, like after work, maybe 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, all my brothers, them I tell me about the tune, them with them voice last night, with the man, them are Europe and all these things, you know? The Mark Wonder, them, this, that, Anthony John, all of the people, them, Al Pancho, everybody, you understand me? So they start flying out and do all kind of things, but I'm not able to fly because I'm not getting to record. You understand me? So I'm not getting to record for none of these people.
So during your time with Sugar Minott, what was it that he did for you personally?
Well, one of the things that he do, it give me such what word am I saying? Such confident. You understand me? And that's one of the biggest thing you could ever have in music is confidence. You know, he was the one that gave me the confidence. Once he told me that I was on the price list, you couldn't talk to me. Not literally, but I'm just saying you couldn't tell me that. The genius tell me that I'm on the price list. So as a partner, I'm ready to sing. You know, I can't even describe it in words.
So as a young you, what was your next plan? What did you feel you had to do in order to fulfill your dream?
Well, what I need to do was to find like a real producer who would really put some interest in my career, because that's one of the things that's what makes and break an artist. Like, you understand me? There's a lot of good artists in Jamaica back then and now still. But it's just to find somebody to really take up your career and put some interest in it. Because if you just record on a man tape, sometime him put it out. And even if him put it out, he ain't gonna spend no time to get you in the places that you need to be in. You understand? He's about selling his record. He's about, oh, let me carry this to Jetstar or VP or one of these things, and he may get a little deal, and that's it. I mean, maybe your song go to #1 in England, and you may find out 6 months from then, because we never have no internet then. So if somebody don't come from England until they say, yo, you have a tune you play outside, you don't know. You understand? So a lot of people have big tune in England and never know until it passed a long time.
Right. So and here's my thing. So you, a young guy, you had a daughter who was coming up, you know, who was born into the world. You were doing your job on the side. However, you wanted to do music. You came across Sugar Minott. He was the person who gave you the confidence. I would have thought with the Youth Man promotion, you know, that he had, he would have been one of the first to have recorded you, but that's not what happened.
No, that's not what happened, because I recorded a couple of songs for Sugar, but You see, the difference with Sugar, you see, Sugar is a singer that handles his own affairs. So that makes him have so much time, like he have to spend doing his thing. That is not like he didn't want it, because when I go around Sugar, the sound wasn't so playing all over like it used to, like with Yama Bowl of them days, because I was like the next generation.
Right, the second generation coming up.
Right.
Yeah,
So the sound wasn't there. So if Sugar go away for like 6 months, then nothing happened until he come back. You understand me? So we didn't get to do like a lot of recordings, but whenever he's there, he would take us to country, wherever he at. You understand me? And you know, when Sugar going to somewhere like All Eyes, and if him tell the MC, say, yo, call up my youth, then he's gonna call me up. Or he's gonna call me up to sing with him up there. You understand me?
Now, before we get deeper into your journey, because I know from back in the 60s and as you journey into the 70s, sound system played a huge part, even in the 80s. How much of that important, sound system, situation were you able to enjoy?
Not a lot, because the last sound system that I know that really was effective in Jamaica in terms of like people singing and sound and DJing was Stereo One, and I was still a youth, you know, so I didn't get to do that, but I do that on some little sound in my ear, but it wouldn't like create that kind of impact, because when I start recording, it was like IRFM was the place that really bossed the artist in.
Okay.
You understand? I grew up in a genre where radio start doing that.
I'm with you. So we're moving away from the sound system over to the radio era in time where you needed radio to buzz, as opposed to back in the day, even if your music wasn't being played on the radio, you'll be sure it was going to be played on the sound system. So yours was the other way around.
Right. True.
I'm with you. Sharon, I know you're bursting to say something. You have your moot.
Yes. I hope you can hear me clear, because I've reached my destination, so I'm sitting in the car. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm gonna take him back a little bit. I'm still on the Sugar Minott thing, because I was such a fan of this individual. If they can hear you. What was it really like when you met him? How did he, of course, he impacted your life, but as an individual, because I've heard all good things about Sugar Minott, the encouragement, he was always uplifting to everybody. Like, as a person, how was this man? Work-wise, his ethic in music.
Oh, ethic? Oh my God. Sugar Minott record every night, almost. He come in the studio like 12 o'clock every night, and he'd record until daylight, unless he had a show or something. But trust me, as big as Sugar Minott is, he never like acted like that, because if there's a pun, because he's the one that taught me that if you go into like a venue and there's 5 people in there, sing like it's 5,000, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
One of the reasons, if you notice with Sugar Minott, he always be the one that's closing the shows, right? And one of the reasons for that is that you can't get him off the stage when him starts singing. Yeah. You
I
can't
believe
get,
that.
because he has this huge catalogs of songs. See him? And when him starts singing, you can't get him off. So he has
very energetic on stage as well.
Trust me, he has one of the best words. You know? And,
yeah, he was.
And meeting Sugar Minott, he never really act like, he said he have this calm way how he talks. And Man, him just a human being, man. Him just flex like a real human being. Like, I remember one time, this I don't know the guy, but he was doing a show in the country. Like, this guy had a birthday and he wanted Sugar Minor to come and sing. So we went, he carried the crew and we went down there to sing. And that day, I saw a different side of Sugar Minor. Because now, I get to hang with him on a different level. Like, to see the humanitarian side of him, like outside of music. And he was such a humble and great human being, you know?
God bless his soul. God bless his soul, because again, he's definitely one of the individuals that we would have loved to have spoken to, you know. But since you had so much, you were around him a lot, you got to know who he is. And I just wanted it to be known, because this is going to be aired again. We're going to have this on YouTube. I want people to know and understand who Sugar Minor was. To me, definitely an icon.
Just before he died, he wanted to keep his birthday, but there was some thing going on in Jamaica at the time with this guy from Tivoli that name Dodos. So a lot of the place was locked down because curfew and all of that. So he couldn't get to keep his show. And I remember
I was there. I was in Jamaica when happened to be going to a wedding. So this thing you're talking about, we had no idea until when we land. I was like, well, everything locked down. So I hear you. It was on lock.
He wanted me to go to rehearsal, but we couldn't make it to rehearsal. And me and Wani called me and Wani, a next singer that named Ras Wani, and he was like, why are you guys staying so far from the studio? Like, if 2 days come and we don't come to the studio, it's like, you'd be like, yo, what the man them a deal with Star? Okay, you understand me? So we were there and watching, it was a World Cup year too. Seeing, I think he watched, the last match that he watched was a match that Brazil played, because he's a huge Brazil fan, you know? And he had a look like he was sick, but in our wildest dreams, we wasn't expecting nothing like that. You understand me? Because he was in the UK prior to that,
right?
You know, and he came home, but we know he wasn't feeling well. And I remember the Sunday morning, I just happened to turn the radio on and IRFM, and I heard the news and I couldn't believe it, you know. And when I went down to the studio, it was the first time like I see so much people crying in one place.
Wow.
You know, because when I went to the studio, like I see like about 200 or maybe 300 persons there, or people there, and everybody was just crying. It's sad.
Wow. It's very sad. He was an amazing individual. Matter of fact, and there was a show in New York. What was it after that? There was a show in New York I was going to go to because he was going to be there with his daughter, and that was canceled too. And I was like, yeah, something's not right. I don't know what's going on. You know, I just have such great admiration for him. But thank you so much for speaking on that, because people need to know, because a lot of people don't know the good works that Sugar Minor did. And you have been blessed to work with him, or for him to, you know what I mean, pull you in and show you real love. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, and that's a blessing. It's truly a blessing.
And I think he would be so like happy to see the stuff that I'm doing now, even though it wouldn't be a surprise to him because he knew those things were in me. But to really see that I really reach a state that I can bring them out, you know. You would, you know, he's happy.
Proud. Yeah. Well, he's looking down on you because more blessings coming for you. Okay, look on you. Oh, you look young. Definitely. It's a calm. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So, what was your first hit? That's what I would like to know. What was your first hit song since starting out now?
I think my first hit song was when I did Unfair Game. No one wants to take the blame for the people's pain. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now they all are acting strange. Too much unfair games. Yeah, I think that was the first one. And
yes, Ted Star, yeah, them lyrics there. Listen to his voice is wicked. I'm telling you, it's like, listen, that was Dennis Brown all the way for me just now. That was you. You have that embellishment in your voice. Beautiful. Yeah, go on, go on with the next one. Go on with the next one. Yeah, listen, go on.
Then I think my next number one would be I didn't mean to make you cry. Circumstances is the only reason why.
Yeah, man.
We had a quarrel. It kept us up all night. The fussing and fighting never make things right. You say you love me. Remember when we say I do. I'll just
yeah.
Well, I can't remember all of the words.
Yeah, you hear that?
That was
yes.
Yeah. And then I think Upliftment Time would be the next big song that I have. Upliftment Time again. Well, I'm gonna tell your friend. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jah Niceness has a whole heap of tunes that.
But I know that already. That's the whole thing. We know. And sometimes, you know, in life, you see like how, that music that you wrote is probably, I don't even know them songs yet because you've written them. Those songs are probably gearing up to be ready for what is happening now. It wasn't the time for you to release those songs, but it's the time now. You know what I mean? People gonna know who you are, and that's what I think for you anyway, because the talent is crazy. Go ahead.
I think that too. Maybe I was just ahead of my time, you know, because
you were
have to understand, as a young you coming up, it was really hard to break through, because remember, all these giants was still alive, you know, and they were
exactly.
Then you have Sanchez, then you have Pinchers, you have all these people. I mean, it was so much giant to break through, you know. So I'm glad that the Most High has preserved me into this time. So especially now that they're promoting less kind of good music, and know that it reached to a certain point where they're gonna have to call for good music to bring back this industry, you know, that these legends had set at such high standards. Understand me? So I'm happy to be a part of that transition. Or you understand me? I'm happy to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, that's of course is important, because again, at that time, everybody had their season. Each and every artist has their season, especially those greats. Some of them are still going, of course, but there comes a time for the new generation like yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I see that it's beginning to make more sense to me that a good amount of artists that we have spoken to who's really, they've been around, but they're now being heard. It's because it's your season. It's the difference that you're going to be making. It's the positivity that you're bringing. Again, I say, with the music coming out, or with even the younger ones coming out with their certain lyrics, certain explicitness, Okay, they'll have their season, and then you guys come in and just be like, all right, we're going to dispense with that. Now people are more ready to hear what you have. You and a good many other, if that makes sense, what I'm telling you, because I'm just watching how things are progressing now, how things are changing. And an individual like yourself, I'm like, you're more than ready. Your time is here.
I've been ready.
You've been ready, but now it's warrior time because it is needed.
True. And you know what? I have a brother, yeah, and he's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat and everything. And you know one thing he's always tell me? He say, yo, Niceness, it's not good for you to buy fruit out of season. See, so it brings me right back to you telling me now it's my season. And when it's your season and it's ripe, yes. So I really, resonate to what you just said.
Wonderful, because this is exactly how I see it.
Really.
A little distraction there. Yeah, it's I'm reading the signs more, and it's just amazing to see what's coming. I think that's what I look forward to. It's what's coming. That's the excitement, you know what I mean? And knowing that there's so many people waiting and ready to hear, boy, I need to hear something different, but you still bring the old school with the Dennis Brown vibe or the Sugar Minott vibe. Them artists, there is no words for that, man. You guys are just taking it to a next level.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's the next level now. You're the next generation. It's the next level of niceness. You see your name, Jah Niceness. At the next level of niceness.
I fit right there, right? It's really my season. Real.
Yes, it is. 10 star, what I say?
Well, what I found amazing is that you're still able to shine and smile through all the things that you've been through. You know what I mean? And again, I want to take you back slightly because I think, we've moved, accelerated 100 miles per hour. And now I got to bring you back to 30 miles per hour, And I want to talk about how hard it may have been for you to break in the industry, in this reggae music industry, as we see it. There's so much to contend with. Bad mind is one of those things. If a person sees an artist has a certain level of ability, right? There's this hatred towards the artist. We're also talking about payola. We're talking about so many dynamics that have held so many artists back that we know of, right? Where did you fall into that category of things trying to rise up? What did you have to battle with?
2006, I can remember that clearly. Because I remember, I ain't gonna call no name, but I remember the first time that I traveled and I give a DJ 500 US and he only play my song one time. And when I link up, he told me that my money need fertilizer, meaning it needs no, okay. What was so serious about that? It started.
Sorry for love.
It started to give me wow. No, it ain't
wow.
No. I'm telling you, he started to giving me nervous breakdown. What really happened, Star, is that he had a program that started, I think it's 7:30 in the morning.
That for me?
Or 7 o'clock in the morning. See? 7 to 7, 8, 9 to 9. See? And I start listening from 7 for like a whole month. See? So I know when it start play like 7:30, I may not come, but 7:45, I'm like, okay, gotta be me. See it? 8 o'clock, it's still not me. 8:30, it's still not me. 8:45, it's not me. So like 10 minutes to go. Well, it must be me next. 5 minutes to go. Oh, I'm playing the last song. This got to be me. And it's not me. So it start doing that. I'm like, yo, I need to find this youth and make him have my cutlass. You understand me? Because that's where my head is going. Because I'm like, yo, my children, because them time I know me get 3 youth, you know. So my youth, they would do so good with this 500 US. I feel so like me disappoint them then. Because here I make a little food and I'm trying to make the thing a little better, and instead it's like I make it worse because no, he's not playing my music. And I just give away 500 US like that, and I may have hungry people in my house. You understand me? So that was rough for me, 10 Star, really.
You know, I always knew that payola would do nobody any good, you know, which is why I used to fight against it so hard, you know, and I used to raise the awareness of that very same thing, the payola scheme, you know, because there were many great artists like yourself. I can mention another guy, Aerobonic, you know, who should be...
I know him.
Oh my God, Aerobonic is one of the greatest crooners out there right now. You know? And he has also been told that if you don't grease the palm, your music ain't gonna get nowhere. You know? So we do know that payola has held back many a great singer in the industry, which is for sure.
And the thing about that 10 Star, it was a lie. Because even though they're saying that if you have that, it's still a lie. Because I'm a proof of that. That at them time, I give somebody 500 US.
And guess what? If they don't play your music, there ain't jack you can do about it. You know, there's nothing you can do about it.
One time. So it better if me never did even do that, because I still never attain nothing. Because the one time they never do nothing. And the funniest thing, him play the song that him feel like he want to play, because the song that I tell him that I was pushing, him never played.
Mm-hmm. You know, I have to say, you know, that there were times where, you know, when I was, you know, dealing with Stockade Radio at the time, you know, people used to inbox me and say, listen, I want to pay some money to have our music played on the radio. I every single time refused. There was never one time that I took money from any artist, you know, to have their music played on the radio. You know, because I'm from an era in time that if your music meets that criteria, you know, where you can sing, is mixed, mastered correctly, it sounds great, you know, it should be played on its merit. That's what I truly believe. Do you know what I mean? And there's many artists who've been held back in the industry because of that same thing, you know. So I know that has been a hindrance in your career, you know, to get to where you have been, to where you've gotten today. What I love about you is your resilience in not letting it get to you, even though behind the scenes we may not see what you may be going through. Share with us what we may have not seen that you may have gone through that you may want to share with us.
Well,
what made you not want to give up?
I have two things. I lost one. Them time I have two things, right? But okay, maybe three things. Cause one, the first one is that what would I turn to? Because I told you, like, ever since I know myself, I could be a good construction, a good mason. I could be a proper chef. I could be so many different things, but I never push it because music was so much in me. So after putting in so much work in music, now where would I turn? You understand me? The second thing was my mom, because if you notice, almost 98% of Jamaican artists, we have a mother song. See? Almost every Jamaican artist have a mother song, because we always feel like it's our job to take mama from this level to up here. You understand? We want to buy mama the first house. And the day when I learned my mother dead, I lose like me not have no use for a house then. Like from I can buy for my mother, then me didn't need for buy, but I feel worthless. Like you know, and it take my children them like yo, you still have the youth them, you know, to really motivate me like yo, you need to do something because okay, mama gone, but what to youth them need food, you know. So
what encouragement? What encouragement did you get from mum and dad, if any?
Well, my mom, I wanted her. Well, I can't say I want. I wish she was alive to really see the little glimpse of things that she saw when I was a kid, because I always tell her that I'm gonna be the biggest and the best and whatever, but she can't see because she live a country. And she hear these people on record. She don't know it work for people to get on record. She think a joke. See? So I remember, like the first time I get to go in our studio, because whenever I phone them time, so I have to leave town and go country. See? And I was so excited to tell mommy that, yo, I have something to tell you. And maybe she thinks I have a pack of money. Because I could see like she looked disappointed. I tell her, yo, I do one song. You know, I could see like, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but maybe she think that it bring some money come.
Right.
But I was just so excited just to go sing in the studio because it wasn't like the song mix or anything or nothing, but just get the opportunity for record the first time. Because that same producer that I told you about, because he was doing an album with Carl Meeks them time, so he just bring me to studio to like get the experience to see, just to see.
Right.
See it. So that was one of the time now when he said, okay, in Bill a little rhythm for a song when I make name, why do some that to treat the youths of today like this? And we're going to go lay the rhythm. It was actually lay me go lay the rhythm. But then we just feel like that was just recording to like, yo, mommy, me boss. You know what I mean? And, I just wish she would have lived to could listen to some songs and just feel so good. Like the other day, there's this guy that he older than me, but we actually like grew together, but he'd be like maybe a 5-year or 6-year older than me. And I sent some songs to the man and the man break down and start crying. Because he must say, yo, from your little you, I know you have it in, and I say, yo, I'm glad you keep it up. And the man say, yo, I listen to your thing. And not like me, I said, boy, the man sound to me like, oh, Freddie Madrid would have sound. I mean, him not saying that I sound like Freddie Madrid, but him just said, the standard of what I do is up there. You understand me?
Yeah.
And, him actually cried.
Wow.
Like how we're talking about this, let me just come to, and there's a reason why I'm asking you these specific questions. And one of those is, tell me the importance of some of the people who have been in your corner that believed in you. What did that do for you?
Wow. Well, the greatest belief is that I know that God believes in me because He give me my talent. See? And like a time I question it and I'll be like, Father, why you bless me so good? If you never gonna make it manifest or something, and then I know so boy, just like the lady just said, it's your time and your season. You understand me? So everyone who play a part, even people who bring me down, so to speak, because they never really bring me down, them just make me stronger. But for argument's sake, people who bring me down, they make me so strong. They make me so strong because
love that. Love that.
I'm so blessed. And God loved me so much. You know? Because my prayer was always, Father, always bless me with a son. And that prayer always answer. You know? I ever have a son.
For as long as I've known you, you
have a son.
Always told
you know?
me.
So
categorically, you've said to me, 10 star, me I gonna make it, you know. Me I gonna make it, you know. And I started to hear certain songs, as you know. Sister D and myself were big fans and still are big fans of yourself. Anytime we see your name, we just go in at iTunes and we buy it even before we've heard it, you know. And to say that this guy's a great artist is an understatement. He's got so much great songs that I love. Here is one that I've been playing for the past couple of days, and it just can't come out of my head. Is this one.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
Gone are yesterday, and tomorrow come what may. Yeah, gone are yesterday, and tomorrow come what may. Yeah. I'm here reminiscing on life before quarantine, hoping and wishing and what it could have been if we never locked down, if we never had to stay at home. But that's the key. Can't get to listen to the #1 sound. Stage show locked down, they can't take a walk in the park. Now I'm wondering how long this town will last. All I know, gone are yesterday. Yeah,
the Live Conversation Show.
Hey. Gone are yesterday. Yeah, yeah, and tomorrow come what may.
Here's another one.
The Live Conversation Show.
All night, all night.
Here's another one amongst many.
I'm getting it all night. You're doing it all night. Pull it up again, pull it up again, pull it up again. All night, all night, all night. I'm getting it all night. You're doing it all night. The party goes all night, all night. I'm getting it all night. We're rolling up all night. The party goes all night, all night. The girl that takes off my phone all morning. She said tonight it's gonna be good. She wants some loving with passion and feelings. So put some gasoline on the firewood.
Jesus, you want to drive me crazy upon the show today.
Right.
I tell you.
So let me say something real quick. You know normal as I have to say. Now, I would, like I said, I've reached my destination. I'm going to have to go inside, but I want to say before I depart, it has been an honor talking to you, Jah Niceness, and just an honor. You're an amazing man. God has 100% blessed you. I wish you every blessing in the world because I'm excited now for what is coming. I can't wait. This is the music I need for my soul. This is music for the soul. That is what you are doing. Music for the soul.
Yep.
I look forward for you to come back again. So of course I have more time, but this is wedding week for me. I'm in a wedding and so much things going on. But God bless you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you. You're amazing. The vocals is on fleek, as they say over here. It depends fleek. Yo, it depends fleek. Love it. Love it. Blessings to all is in the room. 10-star me have to run because you know I'm be late. The venue's right there, so I have to go in and greet everybody. Right. But much love to everybody in the room. I'm so happy for the amount of people that's coming. The people that's in this room today are very important people. Very, very important people who definitely support our show and is supporting you. Jah Niceness, I look forward to meeting you again, my friend.
Thank you. Much love and respect.
Yeah. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Yes, my brother. 10-star.
Got to your thing, girl. Yeah.
Yes, laters.
All right. That was Sharon Mango, my co-host. This is her party weekend. Yeah. Like I say, you know, there's a lot to be said. I mean, she said it all, to be honest. And there's still a lot more to speak about, you know. It's like at some point I feel on your journey that some doors just started opening up for you. And it's like some sort of acknowledgement was starting to flow through for you, you know. And I'm watching in the background and I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Can you see my T-shirt 10-star? Look what's written on it.
I can't say. Where's it? Ah, Open Doors Records.
See that? You just said some doors will start open up, and you see the T-shirt. Open doors, yeah. See that?
So when did that happen for you? To take us through that process, because there's a time when it felt like an uphill struggle, and we saw it. People like me saw it, you know, and then things started happening. Talk us through that process.
Well, I think I was always like singing good and all of that, but I think there's a different energy that come in me when COVID came. And that's when I start writing some serious songs. Yesterday that you just played, that same song all night, a song named Upful, Be Happy With Yourself, and the list goes on.
Right.
You know, I'm telling you, 10-star, I was going through some vibe, because you know a lot of my history too. See? And I remember I started praying and fast and pray. You see me? And out of that, the Lord just opened up so much things for me. You know? And I have to give thanks to the lady that's in my life, because trust me, she owed me.
You mentioned her. You have to talk about her.
You see? She owed me because
I tell you what I see. I see you glowing.
All right. See?
Like never before. Serious thing.
Yes. You know, and I'm telling you, I just have to give thanks to the Most High God for his blessings, you know. And as I say, you know, some of the journey and where may I come from and the struggles. But I never ever give up, God. The Lord not allow me to do that. Because every time I reach a little down, then him give me a little glimpse. So you know them way there? You just need to say a little glimpse and then you know, say, okay, the light round is all right, 20 more miles. You know? Right. And when you look here, I say, but the 40 miles I just do. But at least when you prep again, you still see it. So it gives you that zest for keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I just give thanks, man.
The only failure would ever, the only failure that can be attributed to us is when we give up. So even when you're still struggling, never give up until the very last drop.
Definitely.
You know? And life has taught us that lesson already, and we see that with you. You know, we see the doors opening. I see you making real great music, so many of them. You know, like I say, I was buying your music every time I saw it being released. Here's another one, and it's another one of my favorite ones that I saw released quite recently, maybe over a year or so. But take a listen to this one. It's one of my favorites. It's called Upfall. It's called Upfall. Take a listen.
We're upfall, yeah. We're holding a vibe, a meditation so high, coming from the Most High. We're upfall, yeah. We're holding a vibe, a meditation so high, make us wanna fly. Now listen to my song. Hear what I'm saying to you. I'm not being self-righteous, not saying that I'm better than you. This life we're living in, careful in what you do. You better send out good energies, and it will come back to you. I say be full, yeah.
Another one of my favorites, coming from amongst many, you know. Tell me about that particular song. Who did you voice that for?
Well, actually, I produced that song. Really man, nice. This is when I tell you, in COVID, when the Lord started blessing me, because everybody thought this was the end, but this was just my beginning. You understand? Nobody couldn't get to go nowhere. This is why I wrote Ghana yesterday. If you listen to those words, it's all about COVID. If we never locked up, all of these things. But Hopeful is the song that opened the door. You know, because I remember one morning I went walking and I could hear a voice in my head. And it was telling me that, you know, like, well, I don't want to say, God, I'm in one of the devil that talk to me. I don't want to tell no life on God or nothing, but I hear the voice and it tell me, say, yo, may God bless you now with the music. And it's like, I can't do nothing wrong vocally. Like everything I do, just gonna be so blessed. And when I wrote that song, we just moved into this place. And I just put up at the liquor studio and thing. And was here just holding a vibe. And the song come, the way the song come, because my engineer was here with me. And he went on YouTube. I think he heard this rhythm here. So he put it on and I said, yo, I find a rhythm, whatever. But when him drop it, because I was here just freestyling and drinking a one Guinness and thing, because we never have a place for a while and it was just such a blessing. You understand me?
Right.
And everything just started flow when the man put on the rhythm. And I said, Upfall. And I said, the words, them just come and never, you said the second verse I wrote. The first verse just come down like a scroll in front of me. See? The first verse is so ironical, the kind of vibe that I felt.
Yeah.
That even if I made a mistake, I wouldn't like even try to correct it because I wouldn't get it back the way it come.
That's right, yeah.
You understand? So if you listen to the second verse, you could hear that I'm trying to write now. You understand? You could know that that's penmanship or whatever. But the first verse in this song is
flowed easy.
Yeah, it's just a vibe that comes straight.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's a
And,
powerful song. And
when I have a DJ named DJ Fata Icon. So I did record the song named Be Happy With Yourself. So I mixed that one for it to go out. So I sent it to him. So I call him and I'm like, yo, I'll send you a tune and thing. But he was such a good virgin to me. Like every time I make a song, his name I use to make the dub.
Right.
See? So,
right.
And he's a man, we're on the same month, so I understand him. It's one of them man with hype and all kind of things. So if you call him name in or something, oh my God, he ain't gonna stop playing. So when I wrote up now, I said to him, like, I send a song in your inbox. So he might listen to the song. So I said to him that, yo, you know, some write a song last night, and anytime you hear the dub, it a go mad. So him say, play it, make me hear. So I come, so boom, and start playing. But him put you on the phone, him can't hear the bass line. Right. Said, in my inbox, I'm gonna come and send it in my inbox. And 10 star, the man go on Instagram the day, the man go on Facebook the day, the man actually released the song before me even mix the song. And start play it on the radio station, everything. That yesterday don't even come like yesterday don't even bother release. Release. You understand me? The song just take off. Just take off. You know? And it was history from there. Because I even put out a little EP with this rhythm. It's called the Upful Project with
That's
Dan
right.
Maddie Simmons, myself and my virgin Anthony John. Right. Boom. Yeah. Because I told you already, I hear the voice. I can't do certain things wrong in our music. If I stay on the road where the Father blessed me and says, stay. So if I stay in this lane, trust me, only me can stop myself.
And that's the amazing thing about yourself is that even though you're trying to get to where you need to get to, you're still thinking about others.
Definitely, because that's how you get the blessing, you know. You have to help because there's a scripture, Matthew, Mark, I can't remember the exact scripture, but there was a time when Christ, like, him come and he must separate the good from the bad. But anyway, to cut a long story short, like, he put some people in heaven and he put some people in hell, so to speak. So if the people, they must say, well, how come me make it to heaven? So he must say, yo, all the people that you see and you assist them, that was me. See? So when him turn to the next people, them and they must say, so how come me never reach up in the heaven or whatever? He must say, yo, when I did hungry, you never feed me. See, when I did naked, you never clothe me. You see it, so right away it show you that you never know who you may help.
Yeah.
See, because on this track that I'm telling you about with Anthony John, I remember 2010, he's my virgin, and he recorded a song with me named Struggling. I do a song for him named Struggling, see? And that was a next song to what give me a vibe, see? And 10 years later, I come record How Could You with him. And it went #1 in St. Louis. You see it? Wow. So if him never helped me, me could come back forward, come help him. You see?
Right. Yeah.
So it's just, you know, Miss I used to just love help people because that's how my mom is.
Right.
You know, she'd give away the last clothes on her back, you know, to a stranger where she don't know.
So it's no wonder that you're reaping, you know, the blessings, so to speak, you know?
That the word say, you know.
Yeah.
Just love to good.
Because I truly believe when you give out good energy into the atmosphere, you get it back, you know?
And that's what the song said. You better send out good energies and it will come back to you. I say, be upful, yeah. See?
I tell you what, tell me about some of the people you worked with and how that came about. I know you've worked with quite a few. Tell me about some of them.
Oh, you're saying about way back now.
Did you ever work with Harmony House or One Harmony?
Oh, somebody just text and tell me says Matthew 28. Thanks,
Oh,
Sister
Matthew
Ma.
28, right.
Harmony House. No, that's Berry's label?
Bearish, yeah.
No.
You didn't work with them, okay.
No.
Who were some of the people you featured on there? Because I know you work with Shining Stars.
Yeah. I work with Shining Star. That's what's his name again? What's the singer name again? Andrew Slowly. Yeah, that's his thing. Wonder how far I forgot about. We work with I Sound. That's like the earliest recordings them we can find right now. Right. I sent you some of them this morning. And
some of them I was like shocked. I was like, I've never heard this before, but it's still sounding great.
Go from that, and well, I can't even remember a lot of people that I work with. But until me start work with myself, and now let me go to the present here, because now I'm gonna start work with Open Doors Record, and this is when the fruits them right now. You don't even have to shake the tree no more. Them start fall off.
Yeah.
You understand? When I come at Open Doors, because this virgin Jason Bramfield is a virgin that I know from a long time. You understand? Because I used to record for a label named HOC Records that I did Upliftment Time, and I Didn't Mean to Make You Cry, and Tell Me Why. You understand me? And how I get so gravitate to him too, it was when I was doing I Didn't Mean to Make You Cry. I went to studio, see? So they were recording a guy, I think he died now. I think his name I Kushner or something like that. See? But that man was recording a song for like 3 hours. That, we go in at the studio, everybody eat, and then it gets so boring that people just start come out, and him alone eat it. And the man weird on the engineer so much, but he never really give up until him get the tune. So when him get the tune now, it's like the session gets so fast, like they would have want to go home. See, so him look and sing in at the corner, and I say, singer, go in there. See? And when we go in there, I start singing, I Didn't Mean to Make You Cry. The man comes up, boom, and say, ready. Cause him, like, he might balance up my voice, like, just go and sing and assign the track and balance up my voice and thing. Yeah. And when him finish record me, and them call them out here, them couldn't believe. And from that, like, I feel of energy with him, like, yo, that youth just know how to record me. I mean, it's like him have energy, like him could make like a crying man sing a happy song, if you understand the message. You just know what to tell you when you're around it. You was? So for a long time, I don't see him. Like 10 years past, I'm not see him. So one day I go up on Facebook now and see him. I say, what? Boom, send him a friend request. And him link me up, and I say, I say, where you there? I tell him. And I say, you're down the road with there. And I say, I lie. See? I say, you come link me. And it take me like a next month for the link him, and we go link him, and him play the Open Doors rhythm, the Ghana Yesterday rhythm. Yeah. Like, yo, I need to go up on the rhythm, but he's a man now. Him record so much big artists, from the Anthony D's them to Everton Blender, because he was Star Trail. You see it? So him affiliate with all these top generals. So I guess him want to put me on it and like, but I not give him. See, and him send the rhythm come give me some. I record the song and send it go give him. And it come like him never able to feel it like that too. But his wife was like, yo, it's my song that. And you don't know the woman. Anything the woman say that. You know, see it. And then him start telling me, say, yo, that tune you're mad. See? So now, him have some top artists to ever work with. So now, in myself, I say, well, I want to impress him. But him not really know, so I think that he. So I say, your mother impress him, man. She say, no man not hotter than me right now. See? I don't have up full out and go on mad and something. I feel me. But I tell you, say, hear the voice. See? So because of that, my thing bigger than one time Sugar Man, they tell me, say, me have the prices.
Right.
You see? So him send me the Sata Masagana rhythm. And him did have 2 artists or 3 artists on it. And him always I play them and me I hear me I say, yo, me need to out sing them, man. See? So I come and find a tune him, not this no man. See? And when I say back again, he must say, yo, I'm gonna sign you. And because he's him have that kind of personality, him always excited. So he must say, yo, we have to do an album. And that's how we come up with this album, you know, when you know this no man, we're out right now.
Stick a pin.
Oh, yeah. No this no man, no this no man, no this no man. Say you mustn't this no man, no this no man, no this no man. No, no. Nobody this no man, no this no man, no this no man. Say you mustn't this no man, no this no man, no this no man. Yeah. Trial and process and a whole lot of heavy load. Egoistic people will cut you like a two-edged sword.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so as we say, I'm in my element now. I get the voice in my head, and I remember my prayer, I'm going to tell the Father, say, more to sing about him, more to represent him, more to sing your words, you know? So he said to me, the voice said to me, said, but you was always doing that. But I mean, I was always singing consciousness without even realizing. You understand me? So I make a pledge and I say, yo, every time I sing a song, I have to put a scripture, I have to put something, I have to put something.
Right.
You see? So sweet to the soul is healing to the bones. And all these things. These are scriptures. You understand me? But it's just the way it fits in at the rhythm. Come here saying, this no man like a bad man, but in the same time, I spread the word. You overs, and then me just put some other things in there for just make it complete, because I was a good literature student at school. So when it comes to writing, I kind of understand how to set my composition in my way. You know, I'm talented like that. You see?
It makes sense to me now.
Yeah. You know, I know for set my thing them. So, you know, it turned out to be a beautiful song. You know, beautiful.
And you did the same album for the same guy, Jason, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, you do have a rhythm out there, or he has a rhythm out there, which is called the Open Doors Rhythm, right?
Right. That's the Gone Yesterday.
That's right. Now, I've realized only 2 or 3 have been released from that album. When is the entire album going to be released itself?
The entire album is out. But you know
okay, because I couldn't find it anywhere. I could only find 3 tracks.
All right. What happened is the way how they upload the song digitally. Because when they were uploading it, they never uploading it like an album, so that when you put in Open Doors, everything fall down. So it end up go up like they're individual. So you have to know that Jamali is on it and find him, and you have to know that Everton Blender is on it and find him. You know, but it's
I put in a search for Everton Blender, Jamali. Nothing come up on my phone for them, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
The only ones I could find was you and Milton Blake.
Wow.
Yeah. But I love the album. I mean, the tracks that I heard so far from you, brilliant. Absolutely love it. So the name of these.
I know that you're a spending man, and you always support the thing, and you always. I'll send you that album.
Yeah, man. I need the album. I love it. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. You know. So the album is out. This new album. How many tracks are on the album? It's about 10, right? 10.
Right.
Okay. And how's that doing for you so far? When did it release?
It released. Is it last week? Was the 7th?
Last week.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been getting good feedbacks like crazy.
Right.
I feel so blessed, trust me, to know that, and it's the same thing people have been telling me, yo, we've been waiting to get some good music. And I feel so good, and
This is your time.
when the album finished, the producer start crying. Cause he's a man who love cry. But it's just tears of joy to see like we really manifest it and it really come true, and it's just a good vibration. So we ask the people them please go out there, support this album. It's called No This No Man by Jah Niceness, and it's on all leading download platforms right now.
Yeah, and this is one of the albums where if you do type in No This No Man, it really does come up on iTunes and you can buy the entire album.
Definitely.
I bought my album. It's in my catalog, and it's a nice album. I love it. Where does Jah Niceness go from here? How can people reach out to you? To keep up on your progress.
Well, where do I go? The sky's the limit, and the Lord lead and I follow. You see it, so as I always say, I always wait upon him, because my grandmother always say, man plan and God wipe out. So I always be ready, and prepare. You understand me? But looking now, and the blessing is flowing, so I give thanks for that. For people to reach me, they can reach me at jahniceness1@gmail.com, or you can link me up on Facebook, Jah Niceness, that's my fan page, or Instagram at Jah Niceness, or Open Doors Records. Yeah,
Brilliant. Before I reach out to the audience, I would love to ask you your thoughts on this new band that came into play. I was actually clapping, but what do you feel about it?
The new band?
Yeah.
Come into play where?
Well, they banned violent music on the airwaves in Jamaica.
I was thinking of a musical band, right?
Okay.
You see, all right. There is certain standard that you have to have. See, because for every action, there's a reaction. And even biblical days, when you commit a certain kind of sin, people used to have to stone people and all these things, because guess what? It brings a thing on the whole nation. See? So people that always have to make sure they stay on the right track and stay and do certain things, because, okay, I witnessed some kind of things in a dance hall where if this is not demonic, something wrong. You understand what I say? And why you think certain things are unleashed is because certain people open up a certain kind of portal and let out certain things, either knowingly or unknowingly. You understand what I say? So at certain point, you have to come in. Now, when a man I get mad over that, you have to look and say, okay, what is it that you're doing wrong that people are lick out on? Because remember, they did ban Rasta when we were talking rightfulness. See, this is why dancehall come about, not dancehall music, dancehall. See, because Rasta music couldn't play, never used to play on radio. They ban it and all these things. So if you could ban us for righteousness, why is it that you can step out when unrighteousness are come? You overs?
Yeah.
Because you save the nation. See, our thing was uplifting the nation, but yet you ban it. You see? So it may be the same spirit that was trying to kill the righteousness to implement this. But if they don't put a hole on these things, then they never can manage it. Because when they man a fight for people to sing about Mali, what's that? What's that? See, I remember a couple of years ago, I see people were I think smoking, I think what they call embalming fluid or something like that. But I think about it, right. And when you smoke that, you turn into zombie and all these things.
Zombie.
You see what I mean? So what somebody's trying to take over something that they want, they use them to become zombie. Well, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? There's so much music because all of these DJs used to play because they are babies from they are Stone Love babies and Ran Mushet babies. And we know Ran Mushet is Barry G babies. If you understand, let me try to say. You understand? So them used to play good music before the garbage come. And it wasn't the garbage that give them the name that they have. You understand me? But as somebody said, it may be the money that they're getting. But you have to understand, say, there will always be people that pay you for play music. Because you have people with good music who are willing to play too. But the demons that come in and start paying people not to play. This is where the corruption come in, you know, because paying to play is one thing, you know. But when the real evil come is when you're paying somebody not to play. You see? If I come and I give 10 star, I think I say play this to me. Well, it depends on how him take that. But when we come and say 10 stars to 10 grand and not to play DJ Spice, man, isn't that evil, man? You understand me? So I think it could be a good thing. And not could. It is a good thing. You understand? Because we need to build back the morals. And music is one of the greatest educators. You see, anyone can tell you, a child can't say ABC, but they will sing ABC. See? So music is one of the greatest educators.
I truly believe that too. I absolutely wholeheartedly believe that, you know, they have to do something to curb the demonism that I keep on seeing emanating out of that place at the moment. You know, I'd love to see a place where Jamaica would get back its power. I remember during the days when I was, you know, producing and, you know, the very first, second and third productions I did, right? Now, if you didn't have Made in Jamaica or Mixed in Jamaica or some sort of association with Jamaica, your production wasn't going to go nowhere. That's how powerful Jamaica was at the time. And it's like all that has gone through the window. So I'd love to see a time and place where Jamaica fully gets back its power and they control the narrative in the right way.
Well, they lose the power when they take God out of what they might do. You understand me? Because that was the power that we have. God is love. One love are the biggest song. You understand me?
Yeah. So
when them take the God out of the music, or the righteousness out of the music, you understand me? Me not say every man after sing, say, oh, so last year I live. Me not say you for sing that. But you can sing love song too, and you can sing good song, upliftment song. Every day things that happen where you can sing something. See? All right. Me look on it, you know, and I'm saying, when I was a kid, again, because I'm so knowledgeable about music from I was so little. You understand me? I remember they banned General Echo song on name, Lena must dream you a dream. I mean, tell me, isn't that sin?
Yes.
What in that song for you to ban Lena must dream a dream? But the people could read between the lines of the artists I said, and they were so godly in themselves. You overs? So they never let no loophole for the devil come in. But as the scripture said, before we go to the scripture, you say you want Jamaica to get back the power. See? But the scripture said, if my people would only humble themselves and pray and turn from them wicked ways, then the Most High will hear and heal the land. So the only alternative that to heal the land, you have to turn from the wicked ways, because these people don't see these things. Wine a jawbone and all these things. We're not busy where you want to put your jawbone. You don't have to tell me about your jawbone.
I shouldn't laugh. I tell you what, you know, it's well, you hit the nail on the head. But I pray that, and I think, you know, it's going through this transition because a lot of people are afraid to speak on the matter. You know, like your freedom of speech is slowly being taken away, or you're being cowered into a corner where people don't want you to exercise, you know, your rightful frame of mind. You know, it's quite clear that the youths have used music as an impressible, you know, tool over the years. You know, when they hear it enough, you start to believe it enough, you know. And this is why a lot of these acts are being acted out. It is abnormal in this day and age for us to hear that a child was raped or a child was killed, you know. And those two words must never be normalized. You see where I'm coming from? It's like we're living in a time where, you know, the scariest part of it all is the more you start to hear a child was killed, murdered, raped, whatever it is, it's going to become normalized and you wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Oh, poor kid, yeah, all right. And then people move on.
True.
We mustn't get to that state, you know, that particular place in time. We mustn't get to it. So I'm all for this banning, which is influential on the youth, most definitely. I truly believe that wholeheartedly.
I remember growing up in a 10-star, because where I come from in Clarendon, the Ryomina River runs through my community. See?
Right.
And I remember there's a whole of them called David. See? A man named David John down there. And I grew up not see nobody go swimming that deep hole right there. Because I'm on John there. So people take such a pass and against it. Nothing wrong. Maybe him careless, maybe him drop and lick him head. But him dead. When I try to forget to, there were times where if there's a dance and say somebody gets stabbed or dead, because back in them time most is stabbed and dead, then that the law and they condemn. Nobody ain't going there. And I live to see dance go on, somebody gets shot, dead, and people still stand up and drink and forward and everything. And it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Because the moral gone.
Yeah.
See?
Well, I'm glad you're a front runner for truth and rights and everything else, and love songs and all the great songs that you've been singing over the years. You know, I urge you to continue to do that and become this great person that you are becoming more and more and more. I see your greatness, you're shining. You know, like I say, and this is the great thing about you that I want to release into the atmosphere. You become a person that I see your name and it's synonymous with great music.
Wow.
So, and there's a few artists I can do that with. I can hear Dennis Brown's release and I can just buy it without hearing it. Yeah? You become one of those that I can see your name. Well, then I still come on YouTube, blah, 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 and I buy it even before I've heard it.
For real.
Serious thing.
Come on, standard, you know? Standard.
My catalog with you is huge. Jah Niceness, we come to the part of the show where I normally invite a guest to say what they want to say. You know, if they have anything positive or great, or they want to ask you a question, we come to that time. So if there's anybody in the audience who would like to unmute and say a few words to Jah Niceness, now is the time to do it. That's if you have a question for Jah Niceness. Now is the time to do that. All you have to do is unmute, tell us who you are, where you're calling from, and just pose your question. And if you do not have a question for Jah Niceness, that's okay. Who do we have? Herling?
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I'm blessed. Thank you for tuning in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I just want to give thanks for you, for your smile, and for the greatness in you spiritually. I would like to say I really, really love that and enjoy that about you, you know? And also, the other thing that I really admire is that I see you sharing 10-star posters a lot. And I said, wow, this is a great guy, you know? And also for the scripture that you was looking for this morning is Matthew 25 and also Chronicles 7, verse 14. If the people...
Thank you so much. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So, you know, and, you know, it's great. And you have a good smile and keep it up, you know?
Thank you so much, man.
And I would love a dub plate from you one of the days.
Okay, just hook me up in my inbox and send on the info, and we'll go from there.
All right. And thank you. Nice talking to you. Love to you, 10-star, Mango, and Sharon, and the team. Okay? Blessings.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Blessings, blessings.
And that was Herline. Thank you very much. Out of Jamaica. Anybody else would like to ask a question? And if not, we'll just move on. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Jah Niceness. It's been an absolute blessing having you on the show. Every time I have you on, you know, I just feel good, feel great, you know what I mean?
Real, man.
Yeah.
Real.
You know, so you've come a long way. Anything you'd like to say to anybody out there?
Well, you know, first I want to big up and thank each and everyone for coming on. I want to big up the first lady. Big up yourself, Mama Tracy, anywhere you're there right now. See? And me I say big up Ragazzi, DJ Spiceman, Zin A1 Ras. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up to the producer, Jason Bramfield, for the lovely album. You see me I say? Open doors, big up Mama Isla, anywhere you stand up. Everyone over there over 18 right now, the place book right now, because the artists there, we are promote the thing and we are make the thing happen. Thanks for the work and thanks for everything. You see me I say? Yeah, man, I may say, yo, big up all Massive and crew. You see me I say, I'll read this Jackie, all my fans, each and every one all over the globe right now. Please go and support the album. You see me I say, the Not This No Man, yes, by Jah Niceness, and it's on all leading download platform right now.
Jah Niceness, thank you very much, sir. And we're going to play just half of one of your songs from the album, and it's called Love Is Real. We're going to go out with that. I want to thank everyone for joining us on the show today. Tomorrow we'll be back here, same time, same place, with the legendary Major Mackerel. If anybody knows about Major Mackerel, he's going to be our guest. So join us tomorrow. So thank you. And we're going to get out of here with this tune.
Come on now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Like I told you from the start, please don't break my heart. Oh baby, oh baby. If you ever doubt me walking out, oh baby, oh baby. My love is solid as a rock. I give it all I've got. Oh baby, oh baby. This love is rare and hard to find. Just a matter of time. Oh baby, my love is real. So real.
Pull it up again. Pull it up again.
I gotta play it again. I love this tune yet.
Come on now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Like I told you from the start, heart. Please don't break my heart. Oh baby, oh baby. If you ever doubt me walking out, oh baby, oh baby, my love is solid as a rock. I give it all I've got, oh baby, oh baby. This love is rare and hard to find, just a matter of time, oh baby. My love is real, so real. My love is real, so real.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now? I'm 10-Star General from Stockade Promotions, and I'm out of here.